Welcome to Fantasy Football with the Dork and the Dude.
I'm the Dork. Welcome.
All right. Okay. As you can see, Dork's wearing the mask, and this is from 2 weeks back.
Right, we didn't do it on Christmas, so we're lagging for terrible, but you know, if you lose you wear the mask, and that's how we roll.
That's it.
Okay, should we jump right in?
Let's jump right in. Hey, we're going to look at Dorks and Dudes and bets for Week 18. And I think it's safe to say Week 18 is difficult in fantasy football, isn't it, Dork?
It's difficult. That's why a lot of when they have playoffs, they ended on Week 17.
Sure.
There's a lot of people not playing.
But, you know, I think by ending your playoff on Week 17, you're gutless. Play the whole season.
Well,
Everybody has to deal with this shit.
We do total points, so
We have to.
That's how we do it, and I kind of like I like having the action going into Week 18.
I do too, because it's so unpredictable. Okay, Dorkster, you want to look at our Dudes and Dorks from last week and how we did?
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
Okay, how'd you do?
Okay, quarterbacks, I had Purdy.
I did too.
I had Kyler.
I did too.
I had Dak. I forget, what was he? Is he a dude or a dork? I forget.
I think he was a dude.
Okay. No, he played. He did enough. He wasn't great. He had the long pass to Lamb.
Well, yeah, and in our league, that's a bonus. Plus, what Lamb had 200-something yards?
Yeah.
And I think Dak threw for over 300.
Yeah. Hurts, was he a dude?
No.
No. Okay. Even with 31 points, he didn't have any of those?
Well, he had. Did he have one rushing and one passing? But he didn't.
You know, I'm not sure.
He didn't throw for 300. I know that.
Okay. But my dorks is where I fucked up. I had Lamar and Joe Flacco.
Oh.
They both went off.
Yeah, they did. Dork QBs, I had two, and Baker Mayfield, and they were both duds.
Yeah.
Okay,
Those were two guys on your roster this year, too.
Yeah, they were. How about running back Dudes and Dorks?
Okay, again, I'm not sure what Swift did against Arizona.
Right.
But I had him as a dude.
I don't think he got in the end zone.
I had Etienne, who was very good.
Yep.
I had Zamir White,
Yeah.
is it?
Yep.
And Javante, who looks like he's still feeling the effects of last year's injury.
I heard that.
And I think that's it. I wrote down CEH, but that was if he plays, and I don't think he played, did he?
He didn't. He was inactive.
Okay. Dorks, I had Pollard.
He was a dork.
I had Kamara.
You're doing your hatchet job on Alvin. Looks like Alvin might not play this week.
Yeah, that's okay. I got Jamal Williams. I can make it.
No,
work.
I'm just talking about you won't be able to do a hatchet job on him next week.
Oh, okay, but I can do one on,
Sure.
his replacement. Gus. Nope. Gus had a good game.
Gus Edwards?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a touchdown, but
Yeah.
not a hell of a lot of yards.
Brees. I also had Brees Hall, who I believe
Went off.
He did go off. Okay.
I think he had a good game.
Okay, so hit and miss there.
Right. I had my dudes, Jonathan Taylor, dude. Kyron Williams, dude. My sleeper was Ty Chandler. He didn't get in the end zone, so he was kind of a dork.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as dork running backs, I had Walker for the Seahawks versus Pittsburgh. I don't think he scored, did he?
No, I don't believe he. He may have. No, he did.
Did
I
he?
think he did. Yeah.
And I had James Cook for Buffalo versus New England. He didn't do jack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how about wide receivers?
Okay, I have Wandale Robinson down here.
Right.
He had a rushing touchdown, I believe.
Okay.
I also had Ayuk and Debo.
As dudes?
I think they both scored.
They did.
Okay. Cortland Sutton, I don't know if he did anything.
I don't think so. He got a concussion. I know that.
I had CeeDee Lamb and Cook. CeeDee's obvious.
He went off.
he went off, and Cook's not sure there was anything left for him.
Right.
And I had Rashi Rice, and I don't think he did much.
He didn't do anything. I started him, and I had him as a sleeper.
Mm-hmm.
How about Dorks?
Dorks, I had DJ Moore, who went off.
I did too.
Yeah, we were joking about that.
Yeah, we were.
I had Pittman Jr. against Vegas. I don't know if he did much. I don't think he got in the end zone.
No.
And Garrett Wilson was the other.
Uh-huh.
How about you?
Wide receivers, I missed on Dorks and Dudes, really. Let's go tight ends.
Okay, let's see. My dudes were Kelsey, and he looks old and tired, doesn't he?
Hey, Taylor Swift will do that to you, man.
Okay, good for you, Travis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think this is his last year.
I had Komet as a dude, and I don't think he barely played.
Right.
Pitts, he didn't do much.
Nope, he hasn't all year.
And then I had Otten, and I didn't hear his name, so I blew it on the dudes.
Yeah, you got to get away from Otten next year.
No, I'll be up and down with him. I'll be culling him 1 week then.
Uh-huh.
Who you got?
I had Gerald Everett versus Denver. I think he scored.
Okay, could be.
I had my sleeper was Tucker Kraft, Green Bay versus Minnesota. He didn't do jack. People are putting him out there as a sleeper again this week.
Okay.
How about D's?
I had Cleveland and the Jets, and there was a lot of scoring in that game. So
Cleveland got a pick six.
They did get a pick six. Okay. I had KC, and I had Miami and Denver. Miami obviously didn't show up on D.
Right.
And I don't know how good Denver was either. My dorks were Philly and Jacks, and Jacksonville got a damn shutout. So
Yeah, they did.
that one was wrong.
I had your Bears versus Atlanta. Did your D do anything?
Oh, they got some sacks,
But
and 4 interceptions. So
Okay.
yeah, that's good.
yeah, and then I had the Rams versus the Giants. I don't think they did much. And then my dorks, I had Baltimore versus Miami, and their D was kind of a dork.
Okay.
And then I had Dallas versus Detroit. Dallas was a dork again.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, Dallas has been a dork 3 weeks running, at least.
Yep.
I love it. Okay, that's our Dudes and Dorks that we hit and missed on last week. We talked about the fact I went 8-8, and you went 9-7.
Yeah.
Okay, any of the games you want to talk about that we hit or missed on?
Not really. It was just a hit. You won 2 of the 3 side bets.
I did.
The ones that
I won a sawbuck.
the 2 I was happy about hitting, I guess, New England and Arizona, going with the big dog.
Right.
Arizona winning outright.
That was a good picks. I went in Buffalo, but I did go with Arizona as well.
Was kind of shocked Minnesota was so bad against Green Bay.
I
That's the type of pick I'm going to do again. You know.
Yeah, you've been kind of higher on Minnesota than what they've been producing betting wise.
But Green Bay just surprised me that they could go in there and win. So
They're like Jekyll and Hyde.
I know.
1 week they look like they can't do jack. Next week they look like they might be able to get into the championship game.
And that describes half the mediocre teams in the NFL.
Yeah, it does. One thing
yeah.
I like about Green Bay, though, and I'm going to be betting them on Super Bowl futures and win totals next year, is they're the youngest team. Them and the Rams are the youngest team in football.
Teams, yeah.
And both of them are looking good heading into the off season.
Both of them made some nice strides during the year.
Yeah, they did.
You know, last year the Chiefs, they had to rebuild their defensive backfield.
Yep.
And they went in with, they just went with youngsters and rookies.
Yep.
And by the end of the year, they were real darn good. They went through growing pains, but good teams do that.
Sure.
They say, this guy can play. We're not going to panic. We're going to let him make mistakes.
And he'll learn.
Yeah.
You can take your mask off now, Dork.
Okay, yeah, I think we're done with the recap, so
There we go.
let's get rid of that.
Yep. All right. I might try to get a second clown mask just to shake it up.
Yeah, or we could just get rid of the thing altogether.
That's not happening, Dork. You're just saying that because you've been wearing it more than me. Okay, here we go. Week 18, baby. And we'll just start this off for the bottom feeders here. Big weekend in the bottom feeders. First, second, third place. Up for grabs.
Kind of, but not really.
Well, you never know, Dork.
Who are you? You're pretty much out of it.
Oh, totally.
So who are you throwing the curse on here?
Well, I threw it on the whole league.
Okay.
But the Voodoo Posse told me I could not disclose who the curse was on until after the week.
Okay.
And I'm not going to
You
come.
can tell me.
And I'm not.
Okay.
You know, when you're out of it, it's still fun, but not much fun.
Not as much.
Yeah. So I'm happy for the machine and for Corn Pop going down, fighting it out week one. I think Corn Pop's got like a 50-point lead.
Yeah.
And so we'll see how that goes. 50 points is not secure.
I actually talked to the owner of the machine, and he.
How's he feeling?
He was just laughing and saying, "Yeah, I think Raj got this."
Well,
we shall see. I'm sure he's gonna play it hard to the end.
Sure. Okay, so here we go. Dudes, week 18. Give me some quarterback dudes, Dork.
Okay, I'll since everyone's carving up Philly, I'll go Tyrod Taylor as a nice sleeper.
I got him as my sleeper.
Yeah. I think Dak's gonna light up Washington.
Yeah, that's gonna be ugly. He's, but the thing is, he might get pulled like in the third quarter. Or something.
That's something you got to think about. But you know, they're looking to win, and I think by the third quarter he might even pile up some big numbers.
No doubt.
Because their win and their number 2 seed, correct?
Yeah, because of the Lions getting robbed last week.
When are they going to fix the ref thing? I mean,
well,
that's not. I mean, I kind of get when they miss a call.
Sure.
Because the game's so fast.
Sure.
That was just weird.
Yeah.
I just.
Well, and Dan Campbell apparently said we talked to the officials. We told them this would be coming up and everything like that, and so the officials knew it might be coming up, and so you only have to think they intentionally fucked them.
Yeah, I can't believe they did. I mean, I just cannot believe they said, "Yeah, let's fuck the Lions," because
the Lions have been doormats, and it's America's team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not really America's team.
No, but that's what they want us to be.
That's what they like to tell themselves.
Yeah, so who are you going to screw in that scenario? But the Lions.
Both teams are still in the playoffs, so it's not like...
Oh, but this really hurt the Lions, man.
Yeah,
because
it did.
They would have got a second home game.
Yeah, but
that's why I hope Dallas loses to Washington.
But I can't believe that there's a conspiracy out there to put the Lions on the... I mean, it just seems like such a minor thing.
Yeah, but have you ever seen a call like this that determined the outcome of a game?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, what?
Well, I can't remember it, but I know there have been bad calls.
Petty. I'm talking about petty. They're blowing games every week. I'm talking about a petty procedural call that the coach said we had talked to them about.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't believe in conspiracies, no one can be that incompetent.
Well, they could.
Well, and remember the last time, years ago, when Dallas was in the playoffs with the Lions, and they picked up the pass interference flag on Dallas?
That, yeah.
Yeah, this is fuck number 2.
Yeah, but, I mean, Detroit, I mean, it's... I just can't believe that Detroit goes along, that the owners who are, you know, on the fuck you end of this would go along with the conspiracy.
Well, I'm not saying they are.
There's just no, or go along with it and keep their mouths shut.
Right.
It just doesn't fly with me. Idea.
This crew is infamous for making bad calls.
They mentioned how bad they are.
Yeah.
And I'm all for investigating them, and if they're...
how do you investigate them? They might have... Their bookie might live next door for all we know.
But there was no point spread implications. Detroit had covered.
Right.
You know, unless maybe they had Dallas on the money line.
No, it's all about winning for Dallas.
Okay.
It's giving Dallas the game.
Okay.
And Dan Campbell, I'm sorry, he's going to be known as Meathead by me because of all the dumbass decisions he made. And even after he got fucked on that play, he could have kicked a field goal, went in
Entitled.
overtime, and the dumbass still went.
Yeah.
They got a procedural penalty either at the 7-yard line or whatever, and the son of a bitch still goes for 2.
Mm-hmm.
How dumb is that? You're trying to win a goddamn game that's very important in your seeding,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to go for 2 even after you know
Yep.
that they're out to get you.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Sorry, Dan. I love you, man. You're a player's coach, but in game management, you're a meathead.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. He still has a home playoff game.
Oh, yeah. And you watch, in one of these playoff games, he's going to go for it on 4th down from his own 32, and it's going to cost him the fucking game.
What did he do on not, I always want to call it Halloween, Thanksgiving?
Right.
He did the fake punt from his own 20.
Yep.
And got stuffed.
Yep. Yeah, they did a fake punt in that game, and it worked for him.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I mean, we talked about it. If you take 4 or 5 risk on 4th down, going for 2-point conversions, and fake punts or surprise onside kicks, you're going to lose most games if you're doing 4 or 5 of those a game,
Yep.
and that's what he's doing.
Yep. Yep.
If I was a Lions fan, I'd be pulling my hair out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyway, there's my rant.
Okay.
Okay, so you got more quarterback dudes.
Okay, I think I mentioned Dak.
And just for everybody out there, and really the only people are our family members in our fantasy league that are watching,
And Frankfurt, Germany.
And Frankfurt, Germany, probably a soldier in the army over there. The most important thing this weekend is to make sure that your guys are going to play the whole game.
Mm-hmm. And
so even if you've got Jalen Hurts or somebody that's you think might only play a half a game,
right.
You might you need to look at other options.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's better having an average quarterback play a whole damn game than, and Hurts has been kind of average lately.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just using him as an example, but there's a bunch more. Play guys that are playing for something.
Okay, I also have Kyler Murray against the Seahawks.
I got him as a dude.
And I got Geno against Arizona.
I got him as a dude.
I like the over on that game.
We're thinking good together there, Dork, because those are all good matchups.
Yeah.
Okay, is that it?
That's going to be it.
How about running back dudes?
Okay. So, as always, check RotoWire or whatever.
For injuries?
For injuries and what the coaches are thinking.
Sure.
But someone is going to play running back for San Francisco, someone not named Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
Elijah Mitchell is there. Is it Jordan Mason?
Yep.
They might share it. One might get the bulk of the load.
Mitchell might not play. He didn't practice today.
He didn't practice today? Okay.
So they might be looking at going with, and I picked him off the waiver wire as soon as I saw the news that Mitchell might not play. I mean, he's the number 2 to McCaffrey. If he's banged up, why put him in there?
Right.
Play Mason and that other cat.
No, you're
Pierce
right.
or whatever.
Tyrion Davis-Price.
Yeah, Price. Yeah. Play those cats. Get them some time. You might need them in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to save Mitchell because he's a China doll, ready to break any minute.
He is. But he was the guy who got the carries last week.
True.
After McCaffrey went out.
And after a couple of quarters of work, he got hurt.
But I'm guessing that did he get hurt there or was it in practice last week?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Like I say, the guy
he is
he can trip on a curb coming out of the
fragile.
coffee shop and break an arm.
And this goes back to high school with him, I guess.
Yeah, he's injury prone.
It's too bad, but it's a thing.
Well, she got it.
But watch the Niners backfield and just remember Trent Williams probably isn't going to play.
True.
You know, they're sitting everyone, so who knows what's going to happen, but
they will score
usually
points.
grind out yards.
They will score points and
Mm-hmm.
grind out yards, and that's why I say Jordan Mason's probably the guy to pick up there.
I got Ken Walker III.
Okay. Arizona's given up like 160 yards a game on the ground.
And on the flip side, I got James Conner, too.
I got your boy Connor.
Excuse me. Let me get a drink of beer here. Why
Yeah.
don't you give them a running back you like?
Okay, I've got your boy, Khalil Herbert versus Green Bay. I've got Devin Singletary versus Indy.
I got him, too.
Yep, that's all I got.
I got Samir. I
Right.
got Zeke against the Jets,
I don't like that.
and Swift and Gainwell against the Giants. I think will be a good play.
Yeah. If I'm Philly, Swift ain't playing past halftime.
Yeah, again, watch that because Gainwell could play, and the Giants are not
Gainwell could
good.
go off,
He could go off, so
but
that's.
I think he's still on our waiver wire.
I think he is. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're desperate out there because they're benching your guys because there's nothing to play for, you might want to look at Gainwell.
Mm-hmm. Okay, should we go to wide receivers, or you got others?
Wide receivers, I'll start it off. Brandon Cooks versus Washington.
Yeah, I got him down there.
It's a great matchup, and he's coming on. And you would think teams would double team CeeDee Lamb a little more than they are. I see that cat wide open. How can you get wide open when you're double teamed?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how they do it. But Brandon Cooks is, I think, is going to have a good week. And I got your boy Rashid Rice versus the Chargers.
Rasheed Rice, okay.
Yep.
He's going to have Blaine Gabbert thrown to him.
Don't care. Gabber's serviceable.
He is. Darius Slayton against Philly.
Don't like it. Never liked Slayton.
He's got 2 long touchdowns each of the last 2 weeks, and Matt Patricia's defense can't stop it.
That's true. Yeah, that's not a bad call.
Can you? That guy has been noticeably bad wherever he's been.
I saw him
since
on the
Super
sidelines.
Bowl.
I saw him on the sidelines in this last weekend's game, and,
Yeah.
and he looked clueless.
And Philadelphia, all off season, I've heard, they're playing chess or Mancala or whatever fancy strategy game you got.
Yeah, 3D
While
chess
everyone
with
else
Spock.
I know, while everyone else is playing checkers
I
or
hear ya.
tiddlywinks.
They don't look so
And
fucking...
they bring that clown in to run their defense. I mean, seriously.
It's a joke.
Does he have photographs of people or what?
I don't know, man, but I don't get it. I don't know how that guy retains a job. Okay. Is that, you done ranting there, boy?
Yeah, I am. I got your guy, Jordan Addison, and Calvin Ridley are my last 2.
I don't care when I
dudes.
have to grab him. I'm getting Jordan Addison next year.
He might be your first round pick, right?
I'd pick him up in the second or third, depending on who the quarterback
I
is.
think that was your big draft, and we'll be going over our draft mistakes.
Yeah, we
and
are.
Best picks next week.
I made some serious draft mistakes, and I also made some roster management mistakes over the course of the season. It just killed my chances.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got Gabe Davis versus Miami.
Okay.
Xavier Howard's out. I think Gabe he's a boomer bust, but I think he's going to boom.
Not only that, Bradley Chubb is out for the year.
Yeah,
too.
he is. So
And,
they can't get the pressure.
They won't get the pressure they've gotten, so...
Miami's is like a hospital ward right now.
Yeah.
And that's all I got.
Should we go to tight ends?
Tight ends. He's been kind of a dork, but I think this week Travis Kelce's going to be a dude against the Chargers.
Well, the Chargers aren't, yeah.
But Kelce hasn't done jack. Laporta is outscoring the cat on the season.
Mm-hmm. My guy.
A rookie. And I've got Juwan Johnson versus Atlanta for New Orleans.
I have him and Taysom down. I think
I'm starting
New Orleans is
Taysom.
going to have to pull out all the stops, and part of that is, let Taysom cook.
Yeah, and Juwan Johnson's been coming on. I think he's had a touchdown last 3 games.
I got Hunter Henry down because the Jets. That's the one place they're vulnerable on defense is tight ends, and then 3 guys. Check their status. If they're good to go, you might want to play them because of the matchups. Michael Meyer with the Raiders against Denver.
You know, that guy hasn't shown much.
David Njoku against Cincinnati.
Good call.
And Cole Kmet against Green Bay.
I don't know about Kmet, but Green Bay.
He might not play.
Yeah.
It might be a Robert Tonyan revenge game.
Could be. Okay, you ready to do D's?
I am.
Okay, give me some dude defenses.
I got Jacksonville.
Okay.
I think they're going to come out on fire.
They haven't done much.
I got New England and the Jets. I did pick up New England.
I saw that. That's not a bad pickup.
I think that game could be a shutout one way or another.
I hear you.
And that's why I grabbed New England. They seem to be playing a little better now.
Yeah, it could end up in a tie.
Dallas, I think, is going to steamroll the
Sam Howell.
Commanders. So
I hear you.
And I got the Raiders against Denver.
I got the Raiders
Yeah.
against Denver, and I've also got Green Bay versus your Chicago Bears.
That could be. That could be. Yeah.
Okay, we're moving to dorks. By the way, you're watching Fantasy Football with the Dork and the Dude on YouTube. All right, give me some dork quarterbacks.
Okay, I'm going to name 4 here.
Okay,
And these guys are normally fantasy studs,
sure.
but they may be benched, they may be pulled.
Sure.
There may be a game time decision. You know what? He's not playing.
They might get a little nicked up in the first quarter, and they go,
say,
let's just get
let's
him out of
just
here.
get him out of here and shoot for the playoffs.
I hear you.
And that's Tua,
All right.
Jared Goff, Matt Stafford, and Jalen Hurts.
Stafford's already declared out.
Oh, he was?
Yep.
Okay.
I've got Tua and Goff as well.
Who are they? Are they playing that rookie Bennett or
They're playing Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz? Maybe he'll have a revival like Baker did under McVay. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, he's playing for a backup job next year, if anything.
Yeah.
Okay, give me some running back dorks.
Okay. Ty Chandler. Detroit has been one of the best teams against the run coming down the stretch.
Yeah, they're playing better.
I got Jamal Williams.
Another Saints hatchet job.
Oh, you know it.
I think if it looks like Kamara's going to be out, I think Williams could actually have a good game, get in the end zone, if anything.
He might. You know.
He might rabbit.
You know, touches are everything, and he's probably going to get them.
Yeah, he is.
And then I got the tag team of Jalen Warren and Najee Harris against Baltimore. I know Baltimore's resting people, but you can't rest everyone, and that defense is still stellar. And the Ravens have a lot of pride, and I just think they're going to put in a good game this weekend.
Okay, I'm kind of on the opposite side of that because the matchup is good for the Pittsburgh running backs.
Mm-hmm.
And that's with just looking at the statistics for Baltimore over the season.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've got Jahmyr Gibbs and Monty versus Minnesota.
Again, they might sit. So
Well, even if they don't sit, Minnesota's one of the best run defenses in the
Minnesota's
league.
good, yeah.
And then I've got Breece Hall versus New England.
Okay.
Gonna be
Which
a dork.
is the best run defense in the league right now.
Yep, he's gonna be a dork.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Wide receiver dorks.
Okay, I got if he plays, and I don't know why they'd trot him out there if he's been nicked up. Keenan Allen against KC.
He's already declared out.
He's declared out. Okay, so forget him. I got McLaurin and Samuel against Dallas,
Okay.
and Drake London against New Orleans.
Okay. Yeah, Drake London. How could you trust him? I've got Jamar Chase versus Cleveland. Dork.
Okay.
And I've got Debo Samuel versus the Rams. Dork.
I can't believe they would let him play. I don't know what his status is.
They haven't declared him out yet.
Because he's another China doll. He
is.
As great as he is when he's healthy, he just gets
Yeah.
nicked up pretty easily. So I'm sitting at I'm not.
I would too, but I haven't heard that he's out. So
Okay.
monitor that. Of course, if I'm calling him a dork, you're not going to get him in your lineup anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, tight
'Cause
end.
you're listening to the dude on Who's a Dork.
That's it. If Debo plays, he will be a dork.
Okay.
How about tight end dorks?
I got Gerald Everett and Evan Ingram based on matchups. I don't really like the Ingram one because he's been pretty damn good.
And Jacksonville's desperate.
Jacksonville needs it like oxygen.
Yeah, they do.
So there you go.
I've got Goddard versus the Giants. One of the
Okay.
few things the Giants D does well is defend tight ends. And Dalton Schultz versus Indy.
And he's in that weird zone where Philly needs Dallas to lose to get the number 2 seed.
Sure.
And I just can't imagine that they're going to be like, okay, let's go all, that if things aren't, there won't be a point where they start sitting people.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't have any Philly players.
Yeah.
Okay, because you'd have to make that decision. What do you got? Any more tight ends? Okay, let's go. Dork D's.
Okay, again, I got Lions, Eagles, Niners, Ravens.
I've got the Niners versus the Rams and the Steelers versus Baltimore.
I get that, yeah.
I mean, Huntley is a good backup.
Huntley is about as serviceable as a backup gets.
Yeah, he is.
I think Baltimore's going to put up a good fight.
Yep. Okay. We just did our Dorks and Dudes. You're watching Fantasy Football with the Dork and the Dude.
On YouTube.
Yep. Let's see here. Let's go in our bets.
Okay.
Okay, Dorkster, kick it off.
What do we got?
Pittsburgh, -4 versus Baltimore. The total's 35.
I'm taking Baltimore.
I am too.
And I'm going under, and I just think 4 is too much.
I'm going under too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't lay 4 with Pittsburgh. With Baltimore resting a bunch of players, Pittsburgh needing that game, Pittsburgh could win that 30-10, or Baltimore could win it 20-17.
And there are very few games where the outcome will surprise me this weekend.
I hear you.
I don't know if I'm even going to gamble. It's just so crazy.
I've placed some bets, but I'm probably done.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got Houston -1 versus Indy. The total's 47.5.
I hemmed and hawed a lot on this game.
It was a tough game.
Went with Houston.
I did
because
too.
I believe in C.J. Stroud.
I did too.
And that's about it. And I went over 47.5.
I went over as well, but it wouldn't surprise me if Indy won this game.
If Indy won like 20-3 or
who knows,
something like that.
Who knows?
Houston's been stopping the run real well lately, and that's a big part of Indy's game.
If they can stop Jonathan Taylor,
and that helped in my decision.
Well, what helped in my decision was Indy's D is getting worse every week.
Yeah.
Okay, Tampa Bay -4.5 versus the Carolina pathetic Panthers with the miscreant owner. The total's 37.5.
Hey, dude, don't throw a drink on me if I piss you off, okay?
Hey, somebody throws a drink on me, I'm swinging.
Yeah, and if I'm a billionaire,
mm-hmm.
I'm going to be so fucking happy that I'm a billionaire that nothing is going to bother me enough to throw a drink at someone.
Well, and plus, if you're a billionaire, right, you get some stooge to throw the drink if that's what you want to do.
Get a fall guy, David Tepper. Come on.
Dude needs like 3 fall guys.
Yes.
Okay, I'm taking Carolina, surprisingly, because it looks like Baker Mayfield is in jeopardy of playing, and I don't like Kyle Trask out there.
I went with Tampa. They need the win. As much as I like the comedy of 3 teams at 8 and 9 at the top of the NFC South.
It's pretty pathetic.
I think Tampa Bay is going to win and cover.
I almost went with Tampa Bay, but
I almost went with Carolina, but
4.5.
Yeah,
Carolina's at home.
Yeah, no, they've been
their defense is playing well.
Yeah.
So I'm taking Carolina and the under. Okay, Minnesota +3 versus.
I got the over, by the way, on that.
Okay, Minnesota +3 versus the Lions.
I got Minnesota in the over.
I'm taking the Lions and the under.
This is another one where I'm like, okay, Minnesota has kicked you in the balls the last 2 weeks.
I hear you.
So don't go with them, but I think this is just the time to go with them.
I don't. Minnesota's not covering. The Lions have been covering for the most part all season, off and on. I think
Lions are very good.
They are.
And Dan Campbell says we don't quit till the season's over. So he's talking about playing everyone.
Yeah,
but I think that's going to be.
And he's pissed off over getting robbed.
Yeah, that's true.
He wants to put some punishment on somebody, and unfortunately, I think Minnesota's going to be the somebody.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, I've got the Lions and the under.
I have the over on this. I think there's going to be some scoring.
I think it's going to be a surprisingly defensive battle, and I can see the Lions pulling some starters in the second half that'll depress the score.
Mm-hmm.
45's a lot. I don't know how the Lions would have to score 31, because I'm thinking Minnesota's going to be lucky to score 14.
Well, Nick Mullins can throw the ball.
I don't know that he's playing. They haven't announced that yet.
Yeah, I know. They might go with Jake Hayner, the rookie.
If they do that, it could be a disaster, because Minnesota's out of it.
Don't bet this game. How about we have a contest, so we got to go one way or the other?
Yeah, it's a stay away.
What's next?
Jacksonville, -5.5 versus Tennessee.
Tennessee.
At Tennessee, the number's 39.5.
Okay. I'm going Jacksonville here.
I'm going Tennessee, baby. I'm taking those points.
Okay. Well, see, I know the experts love Mike Vrabel and the points,
They do.
especially at home. This
And
year,
Jacksonville's collapsing.
they won 26-0 last week.
Who'd they play?
Carolina.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
that's the worst beating they've gotten in a while.
I'll bet you $20, Dork, and this is a futures bet, that Jacksonville goes out in the first round of the playoffs.
They may not even make it, and
Okay.
I'm not going to bet that. But
All right.
I think.
How about
I think,
$10? I'll take Tennessee. You give me 5.5.
Come back to me on that one.
Okay.
Anyways, I was saying Vrabel, the darling of the chat.
Oh God, here we go again. Dork alert.
This year, as a dog, he is 5-6, 5-6-1 actually,
That's not
and at
that
home,
great.
at home though he is 3-2-1.
Yeah.
But again, there's a 1 there, so he's 3 out of just covered on half of them at home.
You know what scares me about that game? We might see Malik Willis. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I haven't bet anything on that game, and I'm not going to.
No,
I got the under 45.
I actually.
39.5.
39. I went over on that.
I went
think.
under. In fact, Tennessee, I think, leads the league in covering unders on the season.
Oh, I believe that. Yeah.
Okay, next Cleveland, +7 versus Cincy. The total's 37.5. Joe Cool Flacco isn't playing.
They got Jeff Driscoll,
That's who they're
a
starting.
guy I had to look up, who's basically
He's been bounced around the league.
a good backup. You know, I looked at his
I think he's with the
quarterback.
Jets once.
Yeah, Jets, Lions. He's been around. He's 30. He doesn't have a high interception rate,
Right.
and that's the the one thing to like about him. He's kind of on this as quarterback rating. He's on the same level as like a Howell or a Ritter. In
Sure.
other words, a veteran, you wouldn't start him normally.
Sure.
If it's a young guy, you're seeing can he improve, but
I think he's going to be doing a lot of handing the ball off.
I think so. And I eventually went with Cincinnati in this game.
I went with Cleveland, and taking those 7 points, baby.
Yeah, I could see that too.
And I'm going over the 37.5.
You know what? Do you got a pen? I'm gonna change mine to over. I got it here.
Yeah. Okay.
I had the under written down. I'm gonna change that to over right now.
Okay. Smart move there, Dork.
We'll see.
Okay, next game, Atlanta +3 versus the Saints. The total's 42.
I'm taking Atlanta in the over. I will be so happy because every year you have teams
That you
that
hate.
are your teams.
Yeah.
And
it's
Atlanta was my team this year, and I will still be so glad to be rid of them. But I'm going to ride them till the end, I decided.
And did I win that bet with the Atlanta?
That is
Still up in the air?
It's still up in the air. What I had written down was AFC or NFC South winner.
Okay.
And
I thought it was wins, but I could see that NFC South winner. Okay, I can live with that.
That's all up in the air now. I think Tampa will probably win because I think they're going to beat Carolina.
So then we would push.
That would be a push then. Yeah, I got Atlanta. I think Atlanta's going to go in there and win.
I'm taking the Saints and laying the 3 points, and total's 42. I'm going under.
I'm going over.
The Saints, they're another one of those teams like Tennessee. They've been covering a lot of unders.
Okay.
Okay, we've got the Jets +2 versus the New England Patriots. Total 30.5.
Give me the Patriots. Give me the under.
I'm taking the Patriots in the under as well.
Okay.
Chicago, your Chicago Bears.
Go Chicago Bears.
+3 versus Green Bay. The total's 44.
I'm taking the Pack in the over.
Wow. I'm taking the Bears. And I've been riding the Packers all year.
I'm not.
And they've been good to me.
And I've been riding the Bears all year, for better or worse.
And they've been covering games.
I got to go with the team who's got the playoffs on the line.
Okay.
I mean, this is a huge deal for the Bears.
Sure.
This game, beating the Packers would mean a lot.
In Green Bay.
And they've been playing very well.
Yep.
But I decided to go with the Packers and the over.
Okay, I'm taking Chicago, and I'm getting 3 points, and I like it because their defense has been like top 5 the
Yeah,
last
their
6-7
defense
weeks.
has been good.
And Jordan Love can go out there 1 week and look like Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre all rolled into one, and next week he looks like he's never played football.
Dude, I don't like saying this, but I hope you're right.
I know you do. But I'm taking the Bears and the over.
Okay.
Next game is Philly, -5 versus the Giants. The total's 42.
Where do I got that? Oh, here we go. Philly, -5. I'm going with Philly.
I'm taking the Giants.
I kind of get that,
And the
too.
points.
I'm going over.
Philly can't cover it against anybody. And they might be resting their starters in the second half.
That's just it. But I think they're going to...
Now, I'm not going to bet that game.
No, I think they're going to be sure to get a win. They're going to make sure they get the win.
Okay, next game, Dallas, -13 versus the Washington Commodes. Total's 46.
Do you know that in games against teams that are eliminated from the playoffs right now?
Right. Wait, hold on a second here.
Oh God, here we go again. Dork alert.
Dallas has had 8 of those games. In 6 of them, they've won by 20-plus points.
Okay.
So I'm going with Dallas. I think this is going to be a blowout.
If I was going to bet that, I would bet Dallas and lay the points. Okay, we got the Rams, +4 versus the 49ers. The total's 41. The Rams are benching everybody, and the Niners are doing the same thing.
I'm just going with the Rams because they're getting the points.
Me too. And I'm going with the under.
I took the under, yeah.
Okay, Seattle, -2.5 versus Arizona. Total 35.
Okay, I flip-flopped on this one. I had kind of Seattle, but I went with Arizona.
Me too.
And I love the over on this.
I got the over as well. Yeah, that's going to be a high-scoring game. In fact, I'm going to write this down right now, Dork. I'm betting that goddamn over as soon as this show's over. Over 35 with those two teams? Fuck yeah.
Oh, no, it's 48 is the over.
I had 35. Oh, it's 48?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the last one I saw.
Maybe I'm betting
30, are you looking at Chargers KC?
Yeah,
that over-under is 35 and a half.
I think I wrote it down, man. Wrong.
Okay.
Okay, 48. Maybe I'm not betting that, Dork. Okay, KC +3.5 versus the Los Angeles Chargers. Total 35.
You know, I'm just going with the odds makers here.
Right.
And they seem to like the Chargers, so I'm kind of like, okay. Normally I might go KC, but they're resting everyone.
The wise guys are all on KC.
Are they?
Yep.
Okay, I'm still. I wrote down Chargers. I'm going Chargers and the under.
Okay. I'm taking KC's getting 3.5. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking KC in the fucking points.
Okay.
Chargers.
You know what?
They're packing it in.
I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to change that.
And nobody's playing. Eckler's probably not going to play. Allen's already out. You know.
I got under 35.5.
I had the under as well.
Okay.
Okay. In fact, I might bet KC getting 3.5. I mean, even if
the Chargers are hapless, they should be
totally hapless.
They should be. You know what? We're going to lose.
Wayne Gabbert can beat those guys.
They should we're going to lose, and we'll have a good enough record to draft the best tackle.
That's it.
Out there.
I'm going to bet KC
there's some good ones.
As soon as this shit's over, man. Okay. Denver +3 versus the Raiders. Totals 38.
It's up to 3 now. Okay. I went with Denver.
I got this a couple hours ago.
I went with Denver because of Sean Payton.
Me too.
And under 38.
I went with the under as well. And the last game, biggest game of the week, baby. Buffalo -3 versus Miami. The total 49.5.
I can't go against Buffalo here.
Me either. I'm laying the 3.
I see Miami.
They're banged up.
And if I'm them, I sit Hill, I sit Waddle, I sit Mostert.
The problem is this is for the division title.
This is for the division.
And and that's huge.
I know. It's the difference between playing
2 games in 1.
Playing
on the road.
Yeah, playing Houston or playing
Indy.
KC in round 1, you know?
Yeah.
Houston or Indy, yeah.
No, I'm thinking Buffalo's going to crush.
They might. I waffled a lot on this game, but Miami. I think they're a very good team,
They are.
but they're new to being good, and they got to learn how to win big games.
And Buffalo's played in big games.
Buffalo's played in big games, and I think they're gonna go down there ready to go.
I hear you.
So
Let me give you what I've already bet, Dork, and then you give me your best bets.
okay,
Okay, I took Buffalo on the money line Monday, early in the week after the line came out, and I got them at plus 102.
nice.
They're minus 160 now on the money line.
Yeah, that you told me that, and that was a good one.
I got a good number there, but I got some bad numbers on these later bets. But okay, I took the Rams and laid the 3.5 against the Niners. If I had to do that all over again, I'd stay away from that damn game.
Okay.
I took the Ravens on the money line at plus 154 versus Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And I got your Chicago Bears plus 3, minus 105 versus Green Bay. That's the bets I made, and I don't think I'm going to make many more except for that KC versus Chargers bet.
Well, I might join you on a Bears money line bet, and
Do it.
I think our voodoo mojo from that will carry the Bears to victory.
Well, I almost went Bears money line, but I'm taking the 3 points.
Yeah.
I mean, even if Green Bay wins on a field goal, I'm pushing.
Yeah.
I'm taking the points. I learned a lesson in betting over this season, and that is that I took the money line sometimes when I should have took the points. I got greedy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to do that anymore. Okay, Dork. Here,
Let me give you.
Give you my.
I only got 3 best bets. real
What?
quick.
No, not 9.
I know, serious. Well, I'd cut it down to 7, and this week there were only 3 that I thought these are the only ones I
Would put real
love.
money on.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got New England minus 2 against the Jets. New England is just playing much
I can't
better
play
now.
those guys. They're 2 terrible teams.
Dallas minus 13 at Washington,
Okay, I can see that.
and Arizona, Seattle over 48.
Okay. All right.
And it's just so weird and chaotic this week. That's all I'm going to give you.
I hear you. Okay, I'm going to give you my season bets that are still alive, Dork. I did collect last week on Green Bay over 7.5 wins. I liked that
Nice.
bet. I've got the Rams 70-1 to win the Super Bowl. You and I both placed that about a week ago, didn't we?
Yeah.
I got the Bills to win the AFC East. I got them at plus 265.
Nice.
They're minus 150 now.
Yeah. Then they're going to beat Miami. So
I
they'll
hope
get
so. I've got Minnesota win the Super Bowl 45-1. Got Pittsburgh win the Super Bowl 55-1. You and I have Houston to win the Super Bowl 200-1. I got the Saints to win the Super Bowl 50. And about 3 weeks ago, I threw a small amount on Cleveland to win the Super Bowl at 35-1.
Okay.
All right. Anything else there, Dorkster?
Not at all. I know you're liking. Oh, I do want to. I hadn't been great in the bowl games, but I did nail both the semifinal, Michigan and Washington.
Yeah.
And when you got a coach, okay, the 2 teams are basically equal on talent,
Right.
Michigan and Alabama.
Sure.
And when one of the coaches went to the NFL and kicked butt, that was Harbaugh, and the others didn't even stay for a year and ran back to college ball so quick,
Well, we both hate Saban.
Go with the coach who was good in the NFL. That guy can actually coach rather than just recruit.
And he's got a hell of a team.
Anyways, Washington plus 4.5 is the pick, and under 55.5.
Okay, so Washington's getting 4.5
Yeah.
against Michigan.
Yeah,
I'd be all over that.
I say take the points. It's already down a point from 5.5.
Yeah.
Penix is magic.
Yeah, he is.
Their quarterback.
I'd be. I don't play college, and we can't bet it on it here in Oregon
Right.
online. But if I was going to bet that, I'd just take Washington on the goddamn money line.
We've watched Michael Penix destroy the Oregon Ducks the past 2 years.
Somebody's going to get a good QB in the draft with that dude.
They are. Maybe Seattle. Maybe he'll stay in.
That would be the
in
perfect
Seattle.
fit.
Yep.
They'd have to move up,
Probably.
which means they'd have to maybe trade a Tyler Lockett or a Metcalf as part of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got a little golf. The PGA is back this weekend, baby. They're playing in Maui
Mm-hmm.
at the Plantation Course in Kapalua. And us golf nuts like me, we're really excited when this tournament rolls around because it's the first tournament of the PGA. They play in Hawaii, then they play in Southern California. Got a couple long shots for you to win outright the tournament. And I've already bet all three of these. JT Poston's at 80-1. I really like this one. Wyndham Clark, 45-1.
Good golf name.
And Eric Cole, 45-1. The only knock on Eric Cole is that he's never played in this tournament on this course, and no one has ever won this tournament who has not played on the course before. Whereas Wyndham Clark and Poston played this course. One has played it 3 times, and the other one, I think, 4.
Will one of these 3 win?
What's it say there,
Say.
Dork? Absolutely.
Right on.
All
You
right.
heard it here
There's
first.
some long shots for you. Poston, Clark, and Eric Cole. And I'm going to be covering on a limited basis horse racing because the prep races for the Kentucky Derby are kicking off. Actually, they've been going for about 3 months, but this is when it gets really serious after the first of the year. We've got the Jerome Stakes, race number 3 at Aqueduct on this Saturday. It's a Derby prep race, and I haven't looked at the racing form, so I'm not going to give a recommendation. But starting next week, since the playoffs are happening in the NFL and everything, I'm going to be covering the stakes races and giving you some horses to bet.
Okay. Next week we're gonna talk. We'll obviously give you our playoff bets and picks, but we're going to kind of go over our fantasy drafts, what we like, what we did right, what we did wrong.
Our fantasy season.
Yeah. And
And then we're also going to be giving you for those of you like we do who play the playoffs, the players to draft in the playoffs.
right.
And then you've got the whole thing with first round buys with Baltimore and the Niners, and how does that depress their value over the course of the run and everything. But yeah, going to be a great episode. Thanks for watching, and that's pretty much it, huh, Dork?
That's about it. And hope you all had a great New Year. And 2024 is going to be awesome. I have on good authority.
And the Voodoo Posse has already decided they're coming back next year.
Okay.
As the Voodoo Posse.
Y'all have that to look forward to.
They learned a lot of lessons. And so I want to thank Corn Pop for loaning me the Arulu magic talisman. And so the curse is coming to an end in our fantasy league this weekend. Only I and the Voodoo Posse know how that's gonna end up. So, tune in next Wednesday to find out.
Okay, dude. We'll see you Sunday for the game.
You got it, band. People all with the Dork and Dude. Good luck, week 18, people. Huh?
Do people even say microbrew anymore? Or is it craft?